so that natural mind,
Amen.
is enmity against God,
Yes.
for it is not subject to the law of God,
Amen.
neither indeed can be.
Amen.
So then they that are of the flesh cannot please God.
Amen.
And so, Mom, it's the natural sinful nature
Amen.
in man,
Yes.
in mankind,
Yes.
that turns away from a good thing,
Yes, they do.
the best thing,
Yes.
being God. Especially when God has showered all these blessings upon us,
Yes.
to turn from that's the sinful cardinal mind.
Yes.
And that's the sinful nature, which always, if we don't put it under subjection, it's going to always pop up.
Yes, it will.
So we went around that block just to answer your question. You know, why would the children of Israel do that? It's because of the sinful nature. And they turn from the true and living God and worship idols.
Yeah.
It's because they lose sight of who God really is and how God has blessed them. And then they just turn away from God. And it's the same way today.
Yeah.
Same way today. You know, people just turn away from God. And leave the one that's blessing them. And just so sometimes, you know, people will say, oh, it's just getting too hard. I'm just not going to follow God. And so we're going to have tests and trials and temptations, but don't ever give up following after God. And then turning from God. And turning from God. And so Isaiah 42:8 says, my glory will I not give to another. But God is going to get the glory out of our lives. Clear as mud?
Yeah.
At least you're staying awake.
I mean, was it anything else on that? All right. But, you know, it's kind of, you know, surprising, you know, as we do see that, you know, God has just tremendously blessed individuals. Then after a while, they just lose it. So there's nothing guaranteed, you know, in our salvational walk. You know, and sometimes, you know, some people get caught off guard is because that they don't continue to feed their faith, you know, and they don't continue to work at their faith. St. John 11. St. John 11. And keeping with the glory of God. Keeping with the glory of God. St. John, the 11th chapter. God says that I will not give my glory to another. I will not give my glory to another. Did you get that one? St. John 10:11. As you get that, I'm going to throw a trick at you and go over to keep your finger there because I just want to read 3 verses in St. John, the 9th chapter. Keep your finger there. That's just a couple of pages over, a couple of pages before. But keep your finger at St. John 11. And I want you to read St. John, the 9th chapter. 3 verses, so first 3 verses.
And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth.
Mm-hmm.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?
Yes.
And Jesus answered, Neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him.
Amen. New Living Translation said, it was not because of his sins or his parents' sins. This happened so the power of God could be seen in him. So the blind man was born from his birth. And you know, and even today we would think, well, and especially back then, that it was a cause and effect thinking. He had to do something wrong, or his parents had to do something wrong. But Jesus said, no, neither one of them, but this is for the power of God, that the power of God will be revealed in him. That the glory will be revealed. God is going to use this man for his glory.
Yes.
Okay? God's going to get the glory out of what you're going through.
Amen.
And you know, God is pressing.
Yes.
God is pressing into our situations. God is pressing. And his glory is there, but we have to accept it. Sister Louise, your son, what he's going through, God is pressing to enter in. And his power wants to come in. And he's going to do a thing, he wants to do a thing for your son. But in doing that, God's going to get the glory out of it.
Amen.
But your son has to open up to God for his glory to come in. And I know there's an individual. I'm not going to bring the name out, but you all know the individual. That person, pretty much, was incarcerated. And God met that person because they cried out to God while they were incarcerated. And that person shared the testimony that God was in the room with them, in the jail cell with them. And so God came because they called. But right now, that person is where's God in? That person is just doing anything and everything that they want to do. And forgetting what God did for them in that jail cell. Good. I hope I skipped over naming that person. But in St. John 11, we're going to go here, go through this, read through this. But because there have been several things said about this, in this, which is, from what I read from it, it's not there. Okay, we'll get to it. All right? I'm reading from the New Living Translation, but the words are similar, so just follow along with me, okay? St. John 11, verse 1. A man named Lazarus was sick, and he lived in Bethany with his sisters, Mary and Martha. This is the Mary who later poured the expensive perfume on the Lord's feet and wiped them with her hair. Her brother Lazarus was sick, so the two sisters sent a message to Jesus telling him, "Lord, your dear friend is very sick." But when Jesus heard about it, he said, "Lazarus' sickness will not end in death." Or the King James Version says, "This sickness is not unto death." No, it happened for the glory of God, so that the Son of God will receive glory from this. So right there, Jesus knew and understood that God was going to raise Lazarus from the dead.
Yes.
Because he said, this sickness is not unto death. It's not that he's going to die and stay in the grave. So Jesus' position was, I'm not worried about it, because I know God is going to move in the situation. God's going to get the glory out of it. And so that the Son of God will receive glory from this also. So although Jesus loved Martha, Mary, and Lazarus, he stayed where he was for the next 2 days. Finally, he said to the disciples, let's go back to Judea. Now, Jesus got the word. But he didn't jump in his car and immediately drive to the hospital.
No, he didn't.
I'll be in trouble. So some people call me at 7 p.m. Said, you need to be at the hospital. So and so, or I'm in the emergency room, and they don't know what's going on. I'm about to die. Pastor needs you here right now. And then I say, okay, hang up the phone, go back to sleep, and y'all won't hear me for 2 more days. Okay, boy, I be in trouble. That's what Jesus did. And they said, Lord, in the Living Translation, in this 3rd verse, Lord, your dear friend is very sick. They sent an urgent message to Jesus. And so, you would think naturally, okay, Jesus said, come on, let's go. Come on, disciple, let's go. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go.
But he was on a mission where he was.
I mean, he was, so that the lady, or he was on a mission. He was, what was his mission? I mean, from your standpoint, was your mission to go, or was he doing something else?
He was doing something else.
He was, but the thing was, as we read on down through the scriptures, it said that he stayed there for 2 more days. Now, was there something so important that was holding him up for 2 days?
No.
He was doing this, and we'll see this in the scripture. He was doing this, so,
We're doing it for them.
For who?
For them. To God, so God get the glory.
Right.
Yes.
He was, because if now this was a miracle of healing that he performed at